Well, new this morning, the Central Valley School District just announcing they will be moving outdoor activities inside today, obviously due to the unhealthy air quality. Here's a statement that they shared on their Twitter page. The district saying they will continue to monitor the air quality throughout the day, and if it continues to be unhealthy, after-school activities and athletics may be canceled. The district encouraging parents to look for communication from the school or faculty for the latest information. Well, as you get ready for school today, this morning, you might be wondering how this could impact students, especially for recess or playing sports. KREM 2's Nicole Hernandez live with more information from the health department on keeping kids safe during these poor air quality conditions. And Nicole, I'm sure you can smell it, you can see it right now, and it is just obviously just not safe to be outside for extended periods of time this morning.
Absolutely, Tim. And now that the sun is up, we can really see exactly how smoky and hazy it is here in the Spokane area. I mean, you can just take a look at this school right here. You can see the smoke and haze between us and the building, and that's really not all that far. So we ourselves are actually staying inside of our car between live shots to try and avoid being outside as much as possible. That's because at this point, we're in the unhealthy for everyone category for air quality. So schools here in Washington State are going to be limiting the amount of time kids have outside. Spokane Public Schools says they're watching air quality closely. And they said this in a statement, quote, nurses are on high alert during times like this because we have many students with asthma and smoke can be a trigger for that. Now here's a look at the chart the schools are supposed to be following. We're in the red category right now. That means students will stay inside and keep activity light for both recess and PE. For sporting events and practices, the state says that they should cancel anything outdoors. They can be moved inside as long as schools consider air quality when getting to and from the event. One thing that chart does not go over, though, is specifically getting to and from school. They are specifically going over things for during school hours, but for parents sending their kids off to school or for kids that have to walk home, maybe try to arrange a carpool situation, pick them up, let them take the bus today, try to make them stay inside as much as possible. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Nicole, thank you. Idaho also has safety guidelines in place for students during school hours. Take a look at this chart here. Right now, much of North Idaho has unhealthy air quality. So this means schools should have recess, PE, classes, and other events indoors. Schools should also consider rescheduling outdoor events. All right, we are going to talk air quality now with meteorologist Thomas Patrick, who's been tracking this for us for several days now. Thomas, you warned us that this day would come, and really it was bad all weekend, even for the fair, which was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, and when we were at the fair on Saturday, we were noticing it, and we could tell that it was just starting to get worse. At that point, it was in what we call the orange category, or unhealthy for sensitive groups. But even then, you get a little bit of eye irritation, don't you? And now it's just even worse yet. This is now unhealthy for everyone out there. It looks so incredibly smoky. The sun is having a heavy red filter on it as of this hour, and it is not expected to be much better than this all day long today. There's just so much smoke, not just locally, but regionally, that we're having a hard time getting rid of the smoke, because if we're trying to mix that air with other air, well, that also has the wildfire smoke. So that poor atmospheric ventilation has now led to the unhealthy air quality reports, not just in Spokane, but widespread all across the inland northwest. You'd be hard pressed to find anybody with any better categories. We'll start to turn the corner later in the day on Tuesday and into Wednesday. So look for improvements later on this week. But smoky skies and cloudy skies combined will make it that we probably just don't see a whole lot of sunshine for today, but our temperatures will still be mild for the September day, with highs topping out around 82 degrees or so.
Like Thomas mentioned, most of our region is in the unhealthy for everyone range. So let's take a look at the air quality in other areas across the inland northwest. Taking a look at Coeur d'Alene's air quality index right now, it is sitting at 165. That means unhealthy. Meanwhile, the Nez Perce Reservation near Kamei is reporting an index of 254, putting them in the very unhealthy range in the purple there. And in just the last hour, Bonners Ferry now down to unhealthy air quality. Their index is at 193. Just previously, they were in the very unhealthy category, so a slight improvement there. So you might be wondering what each level of the air quality index actually means. It scales from green to maroon, with green being the best air quality to maroon being the worst air quality. Green to yellow is the most common, with the air having almost no impact on your health. Orange is unhealthy for sensitive groups, meaning more vulnerable populations such as the elderly might be affected. Right now, most of our area is in the red category, meaning the air can have negative health effects, especially for sensitive groups. For areas in purple, this is very unhealthy. The air becomes a health alert and the risk of health impact is increased for everyone. And finally, maroon is hazardous. This is very dangerous conditions, and at this point, it is recommended to stay indoors. The smoke in our skies this morning comes from wildfires burning across the Northwest this weekend. Right now, there are 3 large wildfires burning at this hour. 2 are in western Washington, prompting serious level 3 evacuations for hundreds of people. The other is in North Idaho, the Kootenai River Complex fire, which continues to grow. Heading across the Cascades right now, where the Bolt Creek fire is burning near Skykomish this morning. The fire burned more than 7,600 acres and is 2% contained. FEMA funds are authorized to help fight this fire. In the meantime, US 2 remains closed between Index and Skykomish this morning. More than 200 firefighters from across the state mobilized for this fire. The Washington State Fire Marshal says the fire is burning in heavy timber, making it harder to fight.
The entire hillside's on fire. Fire crews from all over the region, attack crews are here on scene putting water on the fire as well. If these winds kick up, it's going to make it more treacherous for the firefighters.
Fire crews are hopeful the winds will die down so they can work to contain the spread. For the most up-to-date information about air quality and wildfires burning in our region, all you need to do is text the word weather to 509-448-2000. Well, today, the city of Spokane could take legal action against the Washington State Department of Transportation. 3 days ago, the city told WashDOT to have a plan to clear the homeless encampment by I-90 and Freya. If WashDOT does not submit a plan, the city will deem the state's property a chronic nuisance and issue a citation. They say once a plan is submitted, it expects the state to start clearing out the camp by September 23rd. The city is giving WashDOT until October 14th to clear out the camp. Nonprofits who work with the camp's occupants say they're frustrated the city is trying to clear out the encampment so fast.
I don't think it helps in the work that we're trying to do. I think it's frustrating that the city seems to be aggressively pursuing this idea that we could just get rid of the camp in a short period of time. And as I was just saying, that's not really possible.
The city says it spent more than $350,000 addressing nuisance issues at the camp since last March. The letter says the city plans to seek reimbursement from the state if they cannot come to an agreement.